The interesting thing about this story is that it is different from any other cave diving stories. It is about Rob Parker, who was born in Bournemouth in 1962, developed an early interest in adventure sports, and quickly gained fame for his rock climbing of the Dorset coastline's cliffs. He developed a keen interest in caverns after moving to Bristol, where the Mendip Hills are nearby. In Britain, he was known for setting a new depth record in 1985 during an incredible pushing dive into the series of flooded tunnels in Somerset's Wookey Hole Caves. His fame also had risen as a result of his love of climbing and his position as a cameraman for adventure movies, while aiding his cave diving mentor, Martin Farr, in a number of explorations. He went to Mexico in 1984, where he collaborated with the renowned American cave diver Bill Stone. The following year, Stone traveled to the UK to assist Parker's own expeditions to the limits of the Wookey system as a support diver. In 1992, he founded the Bristol Climbing Center with Julian Walker, a companion. He developed a technically difficult climbing wall within a ruined Bristol church. His unique skill set as a carpenter found the ideal outlet in this work. In 1997, a fellow cave diver, Rob Palmer, was hired to film a German TV show on blue holes in Andros. A few weeks before filming, he went to Egypt for a technical diving conference where a seawall was brought up. He wanted to explore it, but he made a mistake while in the expedition. He dived in instead of swimming to the wall and lost his life there. Later, the TV show chose Rob Parker in the replacement of Rob Palmer. The show was to be filmed in Four Sharks Blue Hole in Bahamas. The Bahamas are renowned for having world-class diving sites, but its blue holes are unsafe for divers or any other marine life. Blue holes are underwater cave systems, and Andros is home to the highest concentration of them. Located in South Andros, Four Shark Cave can be accessed through an entrance that is a coral-rimmed basin about 10 meters deep. This 60-meter chamber is 70 meters long and 20 meters wide. A fissure that extends from 50 to 105 meters deep at the cavern's far end is reached via a little fracture that starts at a depth of 40 meters. Sand and fine white silt make up the bottom in the entrance zone with strong tidal currents. Before moving further in this video, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel. Before filming, Rob was interested in exploring the dangerous restricted side passage in Four Shark Cave. He knew that the filming crew would never allow him to do that, so he thought of doing it before the crew's arrival. Some fellow divers, including Rob's friend Dan, decided to join him. On 17 August 1997, in the morning, their plan was to breathe compressed air until descent of 220 feet. After, they would continue to 250 feet, but they miscalculated the tide and had to turn back, as they had scheduled their dive for slap tides in the ocean. The next tide came at 8 p.m., so Rob and Dan decided to make another attempt. This time, they planned to wear their tanks on the sides. They used the guidelines to note their way in and out, and finally accessed the unexplored passage. Before they were out of air, they realized that they need to turn back, as they knew that slab tide can come sooner and trap them with the current. On their way out, they followed the guideline as Dan led the way. At this point, Dan noticed that Rob had stopped kicking his fins and began sinking. He quickly grabbed Rob's left ankle and pulled him, since Rob wasn't moving at all. In a few seconds, Rob woke up and started kicking again. Dan was happy to see him alive, so he let go of him. He looked at his air gauge and noticed that he had very little air left. The current was getting stronger and made it difficult to move. They were struggling as Dan made it through and grabbed one of the spare air tanks they left on the other side. He turned back and realized that Rob was no longer there. He waved his flashlight and told another support diver, Tom. Tom was low on air too, so they couldn't go after Rob as Dan's new tank had a different type of mixture. They were exhausted as they resurfaced at 2 a.m. and told the filming crew that Rob was dead. There was no coming back. They managed to take his body out after 2 days, and no autopsy was performed. The investigators stated that Rob had been exposed to the nitrogen narcosis and then became wedged in a passage and drowned. As you made it this far, please let us know in the comments what do you think of this incident. Please leave a like and subscribe to Catastrophe. Thanks for watching.